In today's video, we are asking a simple question. Can the Conservative Party of Canada win the next federal election with Pierre Poilievre as leader? Or is it time for Pierre to pass over the baton to the next leader, just like his two predecessors, Erin O'Toole and Andrew Scheer? They passed over the baton. They felt it was the time to step down into another leadership race. And that's how Pierre became a leader. We are asking this question with the presumption that Pierre Poilievre is going to win a by-election. According to what the political pundits are saying, he is winning that by-election and coming back to the parliament. And also, he's going to win the leadership review, which is set for January. The leadership review, which is set for January the 29th to the 31st. Conservative Party lost on April the 28th. And also it was worsened by that Pierre lost his own riding. Pierre lost both nationally and at the riding level. Pierre might win that review. Assuming that you win the review, he should stay on. Or is it time to pass the torch? Is it time to pass the baton? It's a relay. Pass the baton to the next phase. I said my other due. The guy carries a baggage. Calling abolition people lazy people who only want free stuff. His voting record in parliament, he votes to cut the social services, or if there is a cut to social services, you always vote yes. If there is an extension to social services, always say no. And also did not commit to things like $10 a day daycare. He didn't commit to pharmacare. Canadians' question, is he going to keep that or not? Also, he did commit to the dental plan. Right now, what is going on is Damien Okurek resigned in the Battle River Crawford in Alberta. Allow Pierre to run in the by-election, which is set for August 8th by our great Prime Minister, Mark Carney. It is undeniable that Pierre and his team moved the Conservative Party forward in terms of seats and the popular vote. Does the party need a new leader to deal with Mark Carney? We argue that Pierre was an opposition leader set for Justin Trudeau, and he kept on mentioning Justin Trudeau on the campaign trail. He was holding on to things like the budget will balance itself. Though from an economic point of view, that statement was taken out of context. But when Justin said that the budget will balance itself, if you listen within the context, he was correct. Pierre has been draining since losing his seat. When you listen to him talking, he's not the same man. The hubris which he had before, long ago, it doesn't sound the same, sounds deflated. And also, the recent nano poll shows that Canadian 49.7 favor Carney for the Prime Minister. This has 24.2. The other political pundits, this is a rejection of American type of politics. We don't see numbers improving if Pierre keeps on saying and doing the same thing that contributed to his loss at national and at the riding level. But why did Damien Kurek step aside for a loser though? I understand he was 4 months shy from his pension. I think you need to be saving like 6 years in the parliament to qualify for the pension. He said he did not go into politics for pension. But did he go into politics to step aside for a loser? Coming up with his own reason that I lost because I was honest on this. You are not honest on anything. We are all over the map. Canadians didn't trust you. Carney's approval rating is at 67%. Is the right person to have gone against just Trudeau? Carney is a different person. He's more conservative. He understands issues. He doesn't make some of the careless statements which Justin used to make, or those impulsive statements. He makes very carefully, thoughtful statements. When he speaks, he always speaks thoughtfully and carefully. He did not have a game plan to take Mark Carney. Pierre won the leadership of his party easily and decisively. He won the leadership of the Conservative Party. As the Liberals and Justin Trudeau dropped in the polls, Pierre looked destined to fulfill his ambition. I was reading something where he says, I don't know whether it was at university or in high school, he wrote an essay that when he becomes the Prime Minister, he has a long cherished ambition to become a Prime Minister, but it seems that ambition is slipping through the fingers. Right now, as I see things, Justin stepped down as the lead, as the the Liberals, there are few events which contributed to his defeat. In November, Trump won the American presidency, and then now he threatened Canada with tariffs and annexing it, and then it quit, stepped down from being the leader of the Liberals, and there was a quick leadership race which was won by the former governor of Bank of Canada, Mark Carney. He won a speed leadership contest and he became the prime minister. I'd gone on vacation when the leadership race was going on. I was wondering what is going back. And as soon as I stepped off the plane, they were talking about Mark Carney, the prime minister. As soon as he became the prime minister, he cut the carbon tax, talked tough on Trump, and made a quick visit to United Kingdom, France, and then called an election. Pierre and the Conservatives were still running against Justin Trudeau. The Liberals had more on with Mark Carney. Justin Trudeau was in the Union. He was history. He was once upon a time there was a Liberal leader called Justin Trudeau. But to the Conservatives, he was still the current, and Pierre was still going up, and he still brought him up. In the day to which I saw Pierre bringing up Justin Trudeau. And he was reminded by Martin that Justin is no longer his travels on Canada escalator. And Pierre was still selling Canada. Okay. And Mark Carney was talking tough on Trump. Your prime minister was talking about building, transformation, and having a plan. Pierre, Stephen Harper, when he does, he was sent Pierre as a plan. Went online to read his platform, followed him on his campaign trail. Couldn't figure out the plan Pierre Poilievre had for Canada. This is why people rejected him only in Alberta though. As I said in my other video, my former political science professor of Introduction to Canadian Politics, he was saying in Alberta there, when you put a dog or a cat on a ballot box and say that's your candidate for the Conservative, that cat or that dog or whatever animal you put there for a rat who voted into the parliament, become the next MP for that rugby. I don't know how to use that. He was trying to emphasize points that the Albertans, they religiously and rationally vote for the Conservative regardless of their policies. When the new Prime Minister was talking about building and transformation, having a plan, he was out of step and was falling in the cold. 2 months just before Justin resigned, Pierre was leading by more than 25 points. When Pierre Poilievre continued to run against Justin Trudeau. On April 28, Pierre's reign of politics did not survive. The Canadians did not buy what Pierre was saying. In large measures, examining why Pierre lost to the Liberal, Justin Trudeau's resignation in January of 2020 allowed Mark Carney to take over and refresh the party image. Justin Trudeau's resignation in January, the party had fallen in the polls, and there were like some in-house fighting within the party, and Justin decided to quit, decided to step aside, and he was gone. And then now we have the second issue with now Trump policy, tariffs, rate, Canadian sovereignty, and then Canadians saw the Liberals as the leaders. Coming back to our question, can the Conservative Party of Canada win the next federal election with Pierre Poilievre as their leader? Canadians rejected his politics, his far-right ideologies, his arguments which are not rooted in science. They rejected what he was selling. It looks like Pierre is the same person whom he was before the election, now, and probably in the future. Now, then that is, we don't see them winning the next federal election. We are calling for Pierre to pass. In closing, Pierre has been part of the same broken political class detached bubble. And then appearing as a champion of the people, he came across as another career politician, comfortable, entitled, insulated from the real suffering on the ground, would have required something rare in today's political class: true leadership, real courage. And Poilievre and his party showed neither during the election. Pierre, in his bid to become the next prime minister, it was a nice ambition. It was great. We thank you, Pierre, for show me ambition to become the next prime minister. It was nice having you around as the leader of the Conservatives and pave way for the leadership race of the Conservative Party. The Conservative Party will never win the federal election with Pierre as leader. Will never ever win an election with Pierre as leader. Goodbye, Pierre. Go enjoy your retirement. Bye. We'll see you in the next life.